excuse me, on that last map. So
for a fast
again,
one.
a need to replicate
Okay,
a lot of
Furia
that
on
success.
defense,
Continue
MIBR
build off
on
the
attack,
momentum
and
that
we
they previously had.
have
They're gonna be on the defensive
Raid
side.
Boss for
Havoc leaning
MIBR.
towards B,
The
and that's
moment
where
the
a lot of
pistols are
presence of
incredibly
MIBR is.
stacked.
Mid control for MIBR, a reclear of all that A space and nothing heard. Here comes the speed up, Osboss.
Oh, Aspas.
Already
Tunnel
tagged
visioning
up,
on
and
the
Havoc
sound
gets
a
the
little
best of him
bit.
once more, picking up right where he left off.
Still only 2 on site, like he has to do something.
Attackers to freeze, but Verno somehow gets that pick on the heat, Doug.
Nicely done by Havoc to get out of
Oh,
there. To
what
play his
happened
life.
there?
Verno traded back. Really nice timing on the flank there from Shenum, though, but flanked out.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, it's just chaos everywhere, trade upon trade.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that's is that every
I think it's
pistol
nicely
for
done from
MIBR?
quarters here.
Yeah,
I don't think they've lost a single one.
Yeah, he just had
Very
to
tough
kill
so
one.
far.
He just had to
Maybe
kill
he
one, and
can
he
win on the
was like,
next
he just
half,
like
but
committed.
losing pistol on defense is
Dude,
not a good
5-0.
start
They can't win a pistol.
if you're Furia. And I mean, it was scrappy. Everything about that was scrappy. The fact that Verno gets this kill on the heat, I mean, if he just swings normally there and doesn't jump up, he probably gets that kill. But it would just seemed like a bunch of timings being taken everywhere on the map.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Good job,
And although-
guys. Good job, guys.
And although Havoc takes out Osboss early, it's just not enough. The B player is just overwhelmed right now.
See that reinforced a little bit as Rafa joins that side of the map. But a 1-3-1 from MIBR here.
Just conditioning this B Heaven control back-to-back rounds.
Excuse me?
So snappy with it, man.
Okay, they don't know
Osboss
about
answered back on
the one
Rafa, though.
behind
That's
pillar.
breach utility not used to support these members on B site.
Havoc is still in garage. Prize is
Oh,
up
okay.
really
Well, now
far.
they do.
Nice on.
Salvo's going to create a little bit of space. Our team trying to flash behind. Be careful. There's more than one there. Havoc gets another with a pistol.
How does he get that?
You flash TP on the inside, so you don't have one. Khalil falls. Heat and Havoc forced to
Oh,
approach
timing is
this.
pretty nuts.
Enemy
Oh,
remaining.
Verno. Wise on the swing.
Okay. I mean,
Osboss
Havoc,
swings on. Havoc gets the last. A little
Havoc
bit of
ended
damage
up
dealt.
doing the
Are they
right
gonna be able to
damage.
upgrade the weapon? Yes. Oh, they didn't.
No, he's too
And
far away.
Osboss actually lost his... Oh, no, he got his Phantom. Okay. I thought for a second he had a
These
Bulldog
two,
still.
man.
Looked like it was a
He's
bit
still
of a
cracking
visual
me
bug
up.
for me. But yeah,
The draw,
Some
yeah, the
good
fact that
damage being
it
done here
clears
from-
under heaven as well,
Havoc.
Bacon's
I
really
mean,
strong,
it's
right?
just the Havoc show right now. I had questions wondering if he's going to be able to perform the same way on the Yoru as he did the Jet. So far,
Nice,
so
let's
good.
Go.
Now going into their first gun round. Let's see what MIBR can cook up on the bonus. They've showed everything towards B, and now it's going to be an A hit.
Bucky, no armor for our team
The
here.
Art's in attack Bucky,
Cashing
no
out, trying to give
armor.
Osboss a little bit of space
He
to
saw
work
the
with,
Mr.
but Tag-
Fallon
and
ace,
Wise is gonna
maybe.
fill in behind the space. Wisely not swinging behind it.
Uh-oh.
Rafa
Ooh.
feeling a lot of that pressure, standing strong
Spike down.
in the face of the duelist.
It was looking kind of rough until
Just completely
he hit
stuffed.
that little...
Yeah, MIBR hitting stumbling blocks at
Spray.
the beginning of this round.
Shenum did sneak all the way up into mid, though.
He's hearing this. Spotting one and disposing of him. No idea that there's a little bit more threat on
It's
the
a
other
way
side.
of a freebie.
Boldly
There might
tries
be
to
a
take that
really
fight
important
again.
duel in middle here.
Khalil's in such a weird spot.
He gets killed by
kill on the
Corsair,
Shenum,
right?
One enemy
That's the harder one, and nicely done
Nice.
from
He was on
Khalil.
top of this the whole time?
Spike down as
Like that.
well.
Yeah,
Great
good
awareness
peeks.
from Khalil in that moment. Turn around, understanding that he could be getting pinched.
Am I watching
Now it's all
Apex
left
tomorrow?
to
Yeah,
Verno.
yeah. We'll have a little
He does
sleep.
have a Phantom, and he does take
Dude,
out
we started
Khalil.
off with a
He
Paper
has some room to
XGE.
work
I'm really
with and some
excited for it.
utility.
30 seconds left, a
30
1v3.
seconds left.
That's the salvos that you were just mentioning. But prize this too, and as you imagine, as soon as you hear the tap, there's going to be a fault line, salvo, heat swing. There's the fault line, there's the salvo, and now heat swing, right on cue. Furia on the board.
Very confident as well. Not allowing Verno to get that spike planted, not allowing him to put himself in a spot to isolate 1v1s. But Khalil
Emi into Americas?
going
Yeah,
for
we always do it
Heaven,
on the Friday.
taking those two engagements in vent and mid was the round decider. So a good answer back from Furia. They don't get bonused.
Yeah, and I want to very quickly touch on Rafa's kill onto Aspas there. Rafa struggled on map 2. He struggled tremendously. And
He looked
I know,
scared.
I know it's early. I know it's
Okay,
only
we get
been
the
one
full
kill,
buy round
but
against the full buy rounds.
If Furia are going
And
to pull this off,
Definitely a couple
I mean,
of
Havoc,
people
Heat,
maybe
Prize, they
speaking
need a
about the
little help. Rafa has
orbs.
to perform too. It's a great
Like
start for
on
him.
B, you feel
Especially
like
on
they
a
would
map
want to
like
try
this.
take this. Okay, in reaction to
Utility is
them
gonna have
taking
to
B
be-
main, do they try force middle?
Very good in setting up this Yoru.
Another 1-3-1, and this time Shenum getting the best of Havoc.
And that just destroys the defense. I mean, look at the mini-map right now. Everybody shifting over. No space anywhere right now. MIBR have everything to play around.
Oh, this is interesting because they only tag the Viper.
Oh, that timing.
Do you assume it's just a lurker? Is
It's a
that where
great
the hit
shot
is coming
though.
from? He tries to get
Okay,
up. Prize
just
tries to get
won
up too.
the biggest
Doesn't
round on
even
your
matter
enemy.
what it is, Doug, because that's a free A site. All alone, Shenum takes every single engagement and wins it. And I think right now, if I'm
Wait.
Heat, I am unbinding my jump key. That's two crucial moments to bring a round back,
Yeah, this is
where he has
nice.
pressed the space bar or mouse wheel and completely
Yeah, and they're
thrown
just going to
it
be
away.
saving on this one. And if both of them get
We'll
to
see
save,
what
they can
guys
get a
are
full buy
overcome
next
on
round.
replay.
So
Meanwhile, Rafa and Khalil trying to save their weapons. Seems like they will succeed. Clutch onto those pearls and carry them into the next round.
Yeah.
I get
gotta
burnt out
talk
watching too
about
much
that, though.
Valorant.
I mean,
I haven't yet.
A
I
Viper
feel,
being able to
I feel
lurk
really
up
good
A
about
and kill 3 members like that
everything
is
at
so
the moment.
scary for you if you're on the defensive side, because now you kind of feel like you have to compensate. But the attacking side knows that, and they can just abuse the fact that your B is probably going to be weak because you're sending a little bit more resources and utility towards that A lurk. And with the way that
The
MIBR
6
have been
month
calling
gap,
this
the
attack
off
side
season,
so
yeah, the
far,
off season is
the first
nice.
2 rounds were
I
completely
just enjoy the
conditioning
game.
into a fast A ramp hit, into an A lurk. I mean, it really opens up that B site once again. So sick. I mean,
Oh, that
again,
second shot's
jumping
actually
up, right?
nice though.
Yeah, I mean, that's a timing. That's just unfortunate. But Shenum was a monster. And so into the next we go. You see light armor on all members of MIBR.
After this
We're-
round, the economy will be broken.
Yeah, worth
Yeah,
noting
this
here
is
for
it.
Fury. You've got Yoru ult up.
This is the go at
A
it.
couple close by too. I mean, Prize not too far off of his.
You're ruled on the defensive side.
My
I mean,
favorite
using the
region to watch
retake
at the
or
moment,
info.
Pacific.
And look, if you look at the minimap, I mean, Furia had
Paci-
the company,
Pacific's
right? There's
always
3
the most
members
fun
here.
one.
More utility being used. And the spike is towards B. This is great calling right now from MIBR, as long as these A players do not fall.
Remember, Aspas was not spotted. All they saw was the Viper. Do they
Ever,
take the bait?
ever had days where you're dreading coming into watching all regions?
Spot is making
Tomorrow,
it
like
obvious.
Friday into Saturday is always the worst because I normally, that's when I have to like change my sleeping pattern. Like tomorrow morning is normally when I'm the most
Push
tired.
them off this A line, put that
But
Viper wall up.
Again, I really enjoy
That
watching
B site's gonna be
Pacific,
extremely
man.
weak. But that 1v1 is
it's not too
massive for
bad.
Furia.
Havoc now realizing there's a little bit more threat on the other side. Pops the flash. Buys some time.
The China playoffs, yeah, we'll try and catch
Gonna
some
rotate
China
back towards
playoffs.
B.
If we get some fast games tomorrow, we'll
The
be able to
spike
catch
barrage,
the
and,
later
I mean,
games.
Havoc could pop his ult here to try to get a little info. 45 seconds left in the round. And they're not showing you much.
Shenum has to make a lot of noise here. Try to keep all 3 of these members here.
I don't think they're taking this bait. I don't think they're buying it. Havoc pops the ult, not for info, but just to stay alive. Meanwhile, Heat from up in heaven,
Down B.
able to get 5 HP. Havoc falls. Shenum finally dealt with on the other side of the map as Heat down in hell, can't do much.
It should be impossible for them to win this on site, though.
Still has full utility. He could delay this plant.
You got 10 seconds left. You've got to commit to this very quickly. Keep an eye on the heaven push. Aspas has to hold that. Does Verno dare pop his ult here?
Oh my god.
Oh, the snap from Verno's good.
Aspas now needs to
A
do
2v2
something.
now. Rafa creeping forward with a full
One
bed of
enemy
utility.
remaining.
He's going to have to solve this one.
One enemy
No
remaining.
way.
Verno down to the 1v1.
Must be so tempting
11
to use
HP,
your ult.
7 bullets. As Khalil pushes further and further.
That incredible
And
try
wins
from
out the
Verno.
1v1
He
for
made the
Furia.
impossible nearly
Talk
possible.
about a sigh of relief from Furia, though. I mean,
No matter
Rafa,
what, the damage
he had
here
his
is like
full
the
kit,
one,
like
though.
you said, and there's no way that Verno
Because
could
this
have had
next
time to go
round's
back site, but he was
it's gonna be all of them a
second-guessing
can't buy
himself
if they
every step
lose.
of the way. The breach C there would have been perfect to flush out anybody on that default box. He did a great job taking that engagement on the lurk, though, clearing all that space out. But it's just too close for comfort for me. The way a win is a win, though, not Furia. Evening that score ever so slightly. It's 2-3 right now. And that use of the Yoru ultimate to live, like you stated.
Is this from Furia? Set rounds?
Really good use of the Yoru, but
Oh, a couple of set rounds.
fast. I mean, he's
Wait,
cooked.
he
What is
thought he was
doing?
okay in the corner?
Meanwhile,
Or
they
maybe
spent
the
so
stun
much
like
to get
just got
Inferno.
him. I'm not entirely sure.
Now speeding up back towards B.
This is
Havoc
interesting.
playing
Do
in
they
the smoke.
do they ult the line that
Khalil,
they
TPing
stun?
back. They bolstered the defenses on B.
We have 2 chances of getting kills, maybe.
There's so much for Khalil to do here. He has one TP, but he's only got
Okay,
30
while this was going on,
HP.
there was an aggro play over towards A. They managed to get a
Trying
kill
to play
and they
around the
carry
smokes.
on
The flash is
pushing.
not gonna connect. They're waiting on the other side, but
How
Inferno
how is
snaps onto him.
Verno winning some of these duels? I don't
Advantage the way
know.
they attack. You've got Prize who's going to be on this late lurk.
He's got to win this 1v1, but Havoc gets taken out as well. Prize, maybe he can bring this one back.
Fortes is waiting for it. Still nicely done by Prize. And now the ult at the ready. They're going to flush right into it. He's got to take those fights,
This
and he
guy,
wasn't
man.
ready for it. Inferno with 3 on the round.
This
guy's a beast,
dude. This guy's a beast.
It was a cool, cheeky little setup, but Heat getting taken out at that start of the round. All that Viper utility not being able to use to delay V-Heaven, whatever it may be. He just got stuck
Too good. He,
on that
yeah,
wall, thinking
he's
that
so
there was a
good,
gap
man.
there. Instead, he gets completely obliterated by that Armageddon.
Meanwhile,
And that double
it was
face
a
onto
good
Khalil was huge.
yeah, absolutely. And I think
Nice.
Furia showed.
Do you think NRG
Nice,
regrets
Havoc.
going
That's a
Bono,
clear plan
letting
at the
Bono
beginning
go?
of that
I mean,
round to deal with Shen and
probably,
the
but it
annoying lurks that he's
depends.
been putting up towards Amy, and they were really aggro.
Probably,
They had
but
the
probably
missiles, they
not,
had the
'cause like
stun,
they're
and they
probably
had
doing
OTP
it for a
forward. And so
reason.
they were able to win that fight
They
out, which is
probably
great. But you're
are
right,
more just
it
like,
cost
man, I
them
wish
that
we
big
could get
fight.
some
And
some
this
actual
is something
results.
that has been the bane of Furia on this split
It
map.
de-
is
he definitely wasn't clicking with
kinda
them.
just falling in mid by himself with
Yeah,
no
sure.
help, whether
Yeah.
he's taking a swing. This time
So
around,
they
getting
felt like
caught by
something needs to
utility.
happen,
It's
but-
clear that MIBR have done their prep and they understand the pathing that Heat likes to take to put that mid orb down. And he gets punished by a
Change the
single ult
NRG results.
and a
That's the
fault
thing. I
line.
don't think the vibes were great.
I feel like there needs to be a conversation had here in this timeout for Furia to maybe adjust that.
Verno,
Figure out a
dude, I've been on the
different way
Verno
to put that
train for
orb,
like
and
the
it's
last
so hard
3
to do that
years,
on the fly
man.
if you don't have the lineups. But if you keep
We
going
always
from
used to talk
vent
about like the
into
the
B-Heaven,
underrated
it's
players.
so abusable, and that's
There was
why
Verno,
we've seen
MV,
MIBR approach mid the way
Clouds.
that they have from
Who
the
did we
start
have
of the
in
game till now.
China?
Take a look at the mini map
Stu?
here real quick. MIBR have a lot
I think they were our
towards A.
4.
Remember, in the
If we were
previous
going to take
round,
like
Furia
all the
spent
underrated
much
players
of their
from
utility and a lot of their personnel
regions.
into dealing with Shenum.
They're a pretty strong
There's a
4,
lot
to be
more
honest.
behind this.
The calling has been great so far from the attack.
That was like the 4 we always used to talk about.
Bit of a masterclass right now. Anybody here should get punished.
Dueling fault lines. Both get tagged, a gentleman's agreement. Handshake, if you will. But now,
Nice.
the reinforced push behind all of the weaponry, behind all of the utility. Aspas gets it first.
Spike down A.
Somehow Prize gets a kill as well, though.
It's just traded back out. You just don't really have the guns to fight back on this, but Havoc has found a little bit of a window to play into. And that window's instantly shut. Aspas with 3 on the round.
33 HP. I mean, we're reading
Player
the
standing.
crowd saying ace. It gets stolen,
shot.
though.
Khalil left in that 1v3 with the Stinger, and there's no way he can pull that one off.
I like all the utility MIBR using to set up
last-
boss on
last
these
remaining
XX,
bit
whether
of
it's the
hope for
V-Heaven
Fury
splits,
here.
or in this time around, the A main hit. Using layered approaches.
When was Verno underrated?
Stealth bot into
I mean, he was
paranoia.
good. He
It
was
just
good enough
sets
for tier
Aspas
1,
up for
2,
easy
3
kills.
years
If
ago.
he gets going in this map,
Just
I mean, if he gets going
thing,
ever, he's the guy you want. He will close it out for you by himself at times. So 5-2 for MIBR. It's another A approach. This time, it's going to be a stun on ramp.
There's an off on the other side of the map. Aspas pops his blades. Oh my goodness, Khalil.
fast.
So fast.
Oh
Hitting
no,
the
not the
crowd with 0
ult.
HP, and now they got the
The
rolling
ult
thunder. They
and
can
the
kill him
info
behind.
back
Price
of
was
sight
stuck.
as
He had
well.
nowhere to go.
So
Did
many
the,
different layers to that
MIBR?
hit. And
Yeah,
Furia
they got some. It's gonna
get
sound stupid, but
completely destroyed.
I
No
think they've
one had
actually
a
worked
chance.
on like their drone and like where to pop the drone and where
After
they're
that first
actually
kill, the
doing
insta
their
updraft, one
like
tap.
where they're doing their drone
was
to get maximum value.
A breach ult used on
terms of
site
maximum
alongside
info.
that stealth bot. It made that execute look so clean. It looks so rehearsed.
Envy, I haven't
mean,
watched
the
enough.
round
You
was
talk about
over
like
in, what,
rankers
5
Envy. I haven't watched
Yeah.
enough of them. Like
And
I
what do you
can't
do
comment
right now
on them.
for
I
Furia?
just
Do
haven't
you
seen enough.
Try to stack A again? Do you use all that utility A again? What if they just punish my Viper in mid?
Yeah, pathing. Yeah,
that
dude.
has been the
Dude,
story
Bacon
of
people have been
this
doing that
half
for
so
ages.
far.
Yeah.
I mean, MIBR haven't really had to dig deep in a lot of these rounds.
They're going to try to save these weapons. Remember, Havoc has an op. Rafa has a rifle. That's a rifle down. Can they get the op out of Havoc's hands?
Yeah,
Yes,
they can.
They can.
The ranked pathing, yeah, it kind of is.
Shorty in the hands, Artson. Here's that replay. This is clean. Oh. Just no chance for Khalil right there.
And then that. I mean,
Yeah, there's so many layers to that. The pop through the Viper smoke for Shenum at the top ramp too. And now we're gonna lean towards B, but Furia aren't taking the bait. They're not overcompensating towards that A side. It is a silent stack here from the side of Furia. Do they decide to use fault line here early though?
no, I wouldn't think so. Given that you have stingers, right? You want to kind of bait them into this fight as much as you can. That should be the cue. It's a paranoia.
Problem
it's a
is,
fault line.
do
And then where's
they-
the swing?
Oh,
Yeah, the problem
There's
is
no
it's like
swing.
no, they can't swing off their setup though. Like this one
a
doesn't.
really cool idea, a really cool setup at the beginning, and it looked like they were dead, but
It's not a cool idea that they didn't have
a little
anything off of it.
gun-shy.
They kind of just waste their
not
util.
confident enough. Where's that confidence we saw on Ascent?
Yeah.
Feels like they've just been on the
Like
back
a
foot
cool
this entire
idea
half.
is if the Teo is here instead of the
Now
Yori.
after all
Like
that
sure, then we
utility
got
being
some
invested
stuff.
from the defensive side, and MIBR coming away unscathed. They have complete advantage here. So much utility being blown right now from the defense. I mean, you
Dude,
have nothing for the
imagine
actual
drawing
side.
this eco strat up and being like, yeah,
Rise's missiles are back up.
I think this
Rafa's
one's gonna
fault
work
line is back
actually.
up.
Just too far away.
Having your Teo solo over towards A.
Baits out rotations, and B site is free for the taking.
Really nice paranoia, but Havoc may have found a tiny window to play around, but he's pushed back. You've got a Shore, you've got spam from the rifles. Khalil somehow still getting a kill. Havoc getting
Shot.
one too. But Aspas arrives to save the day.
2 HP survives as well.
Weak here, but not weak enough.
Jeez. Once this guy gets going, Doug, once Aspas is online, it just feels miserable to play against. This is like Icebox all over again. He's a robot. Turn of
Oh,
the
that
flash,
second one is.
taps Rafa into the nether realm.
Yeah, it helps when you have a guy like Aspas on your team.
Absolutely, and that's why you saw so much utility invested into him early on in this map. Get him
Attack-
online, get him confident.
Attack side op. Havoc popping the ult to
Okay,
get
we got a
info.
set ult, but then we
Brother,
got
there's
okay,
info.
guys.
That's
Pretty
a
sure
lot of
we
info.
can't start our own
the
flash off
breach
of this
stun is in
one.
a spot,
Wait, he
but
doesn't
maybe
have
he
a
was with it,
he
but
doesn't have a
he's
TP
too
to
far
get
back
himself
by
out of there.
himself.
Oh my goodness! Wait, he still actually
Manages
went
to
for
section
it.
up Verno, still getting his ones, but not able to
He
settle
had
on
no
our team.
backup
Meanwhile,
plan. He
Kid
had no
invested
TP
A.
out of there. But honestly, they did a late
Bit of an
stun.
overcommitment there, though. I mean,
Oh,
you
for
take
sure,
the
it's an
5v4 any
overcommitment.
day of the
If he has a
week.
TP, he might actually be able to get out
It was a
here.
cheeky
Like
little
they got to
fault
give
line
themselves
play, but now-
options. This is looking like
I mean,
we can lump it in with the other
your
maps
defense
from
is spread thin.
Furia.
I mean, you do have that
There is
Viper
no
spit in
fault
A-main,
behind some of
which
these rounds.
makes it a little
There
bit
really
easier,
isn't.
Yeah.
But
I don't
Like
mind
I
the
don't know
play
what
at
they're
all.
doing in there.
And
I
mind
don't know
them
what they're
trying to
doing
go
in
for
their
B
server
there.
time. If
Hey,
there's
you're
a
down
server
5
time,
rounds and
I don't know
lose
who's
off
coming
the
up
fault
with the
line setup.
strats, but
I mean, had he hit the shot,
we
he had a
gotta
chance.
we gotta consider someone else to
But
just
you're right,
come
they
up
are
with
spread a
some of the
little thin here.
strats,
The kid's
surely.
gonna help things over on
But
A.
whoever came up with some of the
No
Lotus
mid
and Ascent
info.
ideas, they can
Ooh, they're coming for you.
they
He has the
can
dash.
be in
Oh,
charge
he
of doing
slams
some of
into
these
a
rounds.
wall.
great punish. Protocols.
They're gonna try to fill him behind.
Oh
this.
my,
Throw
that
it
is
with
probably the
thunder,
highest
sends
I've
him
ever
sky
seen people
high.
go in this
Enemy
game.
remaining.
Cortezia lands to get a kill,
There's
but
two
can't
of
connect
them
on
as
anything
well.
else. Shenum left in a 1v3. They don't know where he is, do they? Yes, they do.
Yeah, they managed to
Price
frag their way
connects,
out of
Furia
it.
get 3.
A cool set play on the defensive side. Viper's Pit at one end, your ult at the other. Fault line being set up for Havoc.
What if it's the same
And that
person?
breach ult destroying the rotations,
Then I
destroying
don't
the
know,
split.
man.
Yeah, I guess he just didn't put his TP down there. That proactivity
Oh
he made
my,
to take out Aspas,
that's
the solo person
insane.
in there, just makes it so obvious that all the players of MIBR are going up B heaven. And yeah, you couldn't have drawn it better.
Still 4 rounds separating these two squads. No heavy hit from the attack here. But they have taken A main control and ramps control.
Yeah,
Breach.
on the other end,
The
Havoc
solo breach, hold
getting
B.
a little comfortable in this defensive side of split. He's walking all the way behind every member of MIBR.
Yeah, he's gone exploring.
He can cook. Let him cook.
But they don't know that B main isn't where the threat is. I don't think they saw anything to suggest that, but they're guessing right. They have everybody here.
But you have to delay. You cannot fall now. You have to delay.
Keep a close eye on where the spike is. If he gets a kill on the spike, that's it. The round is probably
Well,
over. They're going to have to fight back into A main to take this back. And I don't know how they do
They can't
that.
lose this one, right?
MIBR forced to scale forward, but they're surrounded.
Hey, nice. Nicely done. They didn't.
Furia are crawling their way back into this. It
They
felt
are,
like
but it's
MIBR
kind of
had
just down
complete
from
control over this
individuals
attack
really
side.
just doing random stuff.
But with the power of Khalil, the power of Havoc's confidence of walking all the way down mid, willing to take engagements, he's able to flank the spike and put MIBR in such a disastrous position.
I missed it. I don't know what they saw B, but I mean, they guessed it right, and it was a slaughter. Heavy A from MIBR. We talked about how the last
His
time was a little
tail.
bit slower. Do they speed up here? They don't have Martine's ult. They don't really have the same tools. This is gonna hurt.
Aspas
They've
might
got
be
a
dead here.
scatter. They've got a flood, and Aspas is dead. Cortezia can't alleviate any of the pressure. The flash up from Khalil is gonna hit all three, if I'm not mistaken.
He just gets taken out from some spam. Gotta be careful that Omen Smoke doesn't cover all that. You can see over the edges.
Shannon with a counterpunch to keep it competitive.
I have to say, Verno is one off of that Armageddon. Viper's Pit is still online and available. Furia cannot afford.
I mean, that's what they
to
did
let
last
MIBR
round, Bacon,
touch
but they didn't
a
have it this
single
round.
site. The spike cannot be planted. You have to take out the Viper.
He had to TP out. He's gonna get all the way back into spawn.
You spoke about Rafa in the beginning of this match. He's gonna have to step up huge here.
On his own,
Very
and
nice.
stand up he does.
Dude, they got 5
Huge
here.
for Furia. 2 kills found.
Guy, it's actually a
that
really good
three.
recovery
Furia gets
from
a
what was
5.
going on.
What a fight from Furia to bring this half back and win the last 3 rounds. Cleanly, I should say.
Just when it seemed like MIBR were going to run away with it, just when it seemed like Furia had nothing left in the tank. Heroics
Dude,
from
they cleaned up some of their ideas as well. Like they
And
get so
Khalil
many more
currently
rounds.
top-fragging for Furia. Rafa has a massive round there to close things out, to get them to 5. 3 rounds in a row to close the half. We'll see if they can close it out on the other side of this break.
Yeah, let's pause it. This team, I think the individuals are like honestly aren't that bad at all from Furia. I think it's just, I mean, Havoc wins a lot of rounds from his solo skill, but I'm telling you, when they do like setups, sometimes the fort isn't there. But they had like on their ascent, they had pretty good fort, especially their ult rounds. But some of these rounds, not so much. Reset YouTube. Yeah, it's gonna be close. Do we reckon this map's done in 25 minutes? We're gonna chance it. MIBR are winning every pistol. You say yeah, but dude, this half took 24 minutes. It's kind of close.
In Furia, we thought they were down and dead for the season. We thought there'd really be no way, but they continue to answer the call to keep things at a competitive score. 7-5, the way of MIBR, yes, but the momentum that they were able to amass, Dre, at the end of that half was exactly what they needed.
They put themselves in a really good spot here. If they can finally win a pistol round, Doug,
Yeah, which would be the first of the series.
it might be the difference maker. It truly might be.
Can Furia win a
map
pistol?
is
Let's
so
see.
close. Who wants it more? Who's gonna dig deep? MIBR thought this was gonna be a freebie.
A
The
little,
first map, yeah,
little
they were
reminder
so
that
disciplined in
it's
their
5-0
approach.
on pistols.
But you can hear it in here.
Icebox feels like an eternity ago. Aggression from the defense. They've taken all the space mid already. They've got to get this catch onto Heat, because as soon as they spot what's going on here, they're going to speed up
Someone
A.
commit. Okay, well,
And
speed
that's
up over
exactly what
towards
they do,
here.
instantly
Do
increasing
we...
pace.
Yeah, we
Smokes,
just spam.
backside, drones, TPs, the whole thing.
Not close enough to hear the
Slipped
TP,
right
and
by.
no
He's
one
in a
is
really good
considering it.
spot to make a play. He's got a frenzy too. Yep, that's one kill found. Turning around finally, Verno.
Verno stays alive with salvos as well. Keep an eye on Havoc. He took a lot of space, but at one point he was running.
Pistol, so desperately needed. Really nicely done by Verno. Position given away, yes, but takes a step back, forcing Havoc to take the fight, and he will take it. They've gotten it down to 2. They've gotten it down to 1.
Oh my
The pistol for Furia.
Okay, fast pistol.
3K from Prize.
Fast pistol. Dude, this is going to get close. I should have reset.
The Omen TP
YouTube,
into
man.
Heaven Smoke, relaying all the
YouTube
information
stream
to
might
his
die
team
in 23 minutes. Oh,
on where the retake was going to
maybe
come
my
from.
stream does
Even
anyway.
getting 1 in that moment, maybe could have gotten more.
Oh, what the hell's going on?
But that was enough to paint the picture
Enemy remaining.
for Rafa's utility. That breach stun hit every single member,
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
done.
they took a
Yeah,
good
no
amount
shot.
of space here.
and they finally
With
won a pistol.
the info they got bottom and mid, they did
They're
great.
investing behind this
Over
too.
towards
3
A, took the
Bulldogs and a
side
Stinger.
itself. Took all
4-1
the map control
for
in
the
terms of
attacking
spawn.
Side. The defense is spread right now. Havoc the forefront in B main.
There's danger here. Artsine still has his fault line, and it's trained towards B main.
Trying to gather some info with that Yoru TP. Looks like Fury's still not quite sure where they want to end.
They're already rotating back A. They know it's not a B hit.
Yeah, this is going to be dangerous for Furia. They're running into a stack. They do have the better weaponry.
But remember, Artsine still has his stun too.
And there's Teo missiles. And there's a Omen Paranoia.
Was it too early? Was it
Uh-oh.
too fast? They're able to get 1 kill off of it. Aspas not connecting
This is
with the shot on the
actually
second.
pretty worrying.
Rotating off, Doug. They think it's going to be a pivot back to B after all that utility. Oh, Furia, you can tell they don't want to throw this one away.
Smoke goes in.
I love this call. To
We
cut
got
noise
Verno
and
committed over
contact up.
towards site. That
I mean,
got
that
close. No
separates
armor
the
on this
defense. They
one.
had so much power in numbers.
Ooh, stun
But that
salvo
low
though?
freeze is just enough to set them
30
apart.
seconds left.
Boss.
Shot.
Good for 1.
Spike down.
Good from
Oh,
Heaven 2.
odds in though.
Khalil's left
Off
alone
the
in
contact
1v2.
goes in. Omen flash is great. Fake
Fakes the
TP.
TP. Does he take the bait?
Do they know he's
Khalil.
locked in?
Trying to avoid disaster. 13 seconds left. And it's
It's
a
really
thrifty
rough
round
from
win for
Furia. The
MIBR.
great shots from Aspas though.
finally
You got to
win the
give him that.
then they
And
fumble the next
shout out to Artin as well.
Complete heartbreak for
He's got himself
Furia.
into a great position as soon as the contact happens
They
from
ran into the
Aspas.
stack. MIBR Artsine calling such a good read that nothing was going to be B.
Dude, that smoke
push
as
through
well.
Heaven,
Smoke's
getting
pretty
freebies.
cool.
Nice. Let's
Nice, Jasper.
Artsine and Aspas holding down A site. Now just a Guardian left for
Leak out
Heat.
smoke.
He's been having a rough
See,
one on this Viper, Doug.
You have to commit and you can't really see.
He's going to have to wake
It's
up
interesting.
for Furia to take this map win.
Havoc's dead. Do they know there's
Oh
more
my
crowd on the
God.
other side?
Okay, at least cleared that. In theory, no one's pushed through it, even though we can see that someone
trying
has
to
pushed
drone
through
him
it.
out.
But they leave that anyway, so they might. I mean, they might not expect him in heaven this early.
Meanwhile, Khalil's gotten up really far into B heaven.
Taking a lot of that space, but Aspas with that outlaw, he
People have been doing
loves
this smoke
use that
to
weapon
run out.
against
Oh, really,
light
Bacon?
armor, no armor.
They don't do it tight.
I don't think Rafa's going to swing that. I don't think he's going to challenge him there.
No, I mean that flash.
See,
is
see
to
people
get
have been
him off
doing
that
this
line,
to
but now
give
that
this
Aspas
guy
knows that it
freedom,
doesn't
but I
actually
haven't
hit,
seen it used to
that
like
might set him up for
go
some
out
kills
through
in future
heaven.
rounds if he decides to get an op online.
They're trying to split B.
It's a good
Prize
call.
is a stinger. But Khalil's dead. And now they know where one more is, and you've got to be careful. That's the spike. I mean, if he dies there, everything's being picked apart around him anyway, but
One enemy remaining.
that's the precious cargo. And
Okay.
it will fall.
Convincing round.
MIBR get to 9, and they carry over 2 Bulldogs and a Phantom.
And we have to keep track of how that flash didn't hit Aspas. That could be a very micro thing that sets himself up to get a free B main pick in future rounds. And in a series like this, where it does feel like it's been a fight back and forth and Furia aren't really out of the count, it could come down to small things like that. Furia.
Do
on the
we
bonus
have a set
Now,
round?
here's that operator online. He's changing sites.
Op goes out for Aspas.
To be
A
careful
lot of
here.
people will
He's
just
played
tear
very
ult and stun vents, and
same
I'm pretty
play.
sure.
It's the same play, but this time with an
Okay,
additional
well.
flash, and this time Havoc gets the best of
I was
Shenum.
gonna say I'm pretty sure Shenum was gonna die, but honestly I didn't think
Shorty
that was how it was
versus
gonna go
Judge.
down. I thought he was just gonna tank the tail.
Our team playing just on the other side of the smoke. He will not get tested. Not yet, anyway. And now they know the op is there. Prize investing the Armageddon, but they haven't been able to alleviate a lot of this heaven pressure.
Whoa.
And the smoke is going to keep them back. They have to force their way through this. They face check out, but it's late. Rafa will pay for it with his life.
Does he consider? No.
Oh, oh my gosh.
Spike down B.
Trigger discipline, not the name of the game today. And MIBR win the bonus with that forced up operator from
It's so
Osbos,
devastating.
taking out Heat on that lurk. Yeah, Shenum, he might fall early, but it's just obvious it's going to be a B hit once that lurk goes down. Osbos doing a great job getting ahead of all that Viper utility, having the confidence to do so.
Pretty much.
Man, you can see it
Same
on
reaction
Prize's
as me.
face. That one got
It
away.
stings, it stings.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it does for sure.
Havoc does have an ult to play with, though.
He's going to be
The
up towards
classic
B.
split B.
Gonna feels, and it's a pretty light setup here. Is there a stun setup for him? There it is. It's gonna connect, but it hits him too. The Judge, exactly what he needs there.
It's a must-win round for Furia, and they are up
Yeah.
5v3 in
No,
a
I was gonna
post-plant, but
say
the flood is
MIBR
coming through.
might just think about doing
4v3
damage,
now.
but
How does nobody
Verno
land
gets a
that?
spam,
3v2
and they've all
now.
managed to get their ones.
He and Khalil, the dash forward. He's got to get out of there. Khalid's able to get one. Just in the nick of time. Aspas from up top.
Last player standing.
Heat's getting it down to a 1v1. With Spike just out of reach and 42 HP. I don't know how he does this. Verno can just hold the line. All of it is on Heat to swing his way out.
Yeah, nicely
And
done.
Verno connects.
God, that's such a rough round for Furia to lose as well.
MIBR bring
Dude,
that
how did
back.
Verno get this
How
first
do they
kill?
do
Is it through
that?
smoke? Is there a gap or
5v3.
something? Did he
How
jump in
does
box?
Artsine jump into hell, making noise on the rope, and still get one?
I mean, even this was almost bad. Havoc got hit by
It's
the
a
stun
straight
too.
up spam. They're going for the good
Prize
plan.
unlucky, but jeez. I mean, maybe a bit of chaos in the communication from the side of Furia. No timeouts though. They're just playing through this.
They're forcing up into this a little bit here too. A light buy.
They've bought the last, what, 3 rounds now?
Feels that way.
He's going to have nothing in the next round. He's only got 300 to his name.
Prize is not crossed behind this wall. And there's an op trained on it. The gas should be down soon.
Big opener onto Shenum and Vent.
Dude, Shenum's
A
getting
lot of
wrecked in
space gathered right
vents.
now from the side of Furia. No B main control though.
Keeps getting wrecked
These
in
players
vents.
at A already, Doug.
The fact that our team just swings like that
Yeah.
is insane.
Yeah. I mean, you have to push him off, but how do you deal with Osbos here?
Oh, they wait for the wall to go up. They refresh the smoke too.
Oh,
And he still
as if
connects.
He
The
hit
double
the
dip
guy that the
on
back.
Havoc.
He actually shot in between the two that he could see and
With
got
Verno
one.
not far off. This defensive setup looks like
the
it will
hesitation
hold.
from Rafa.
The shorty doesn't connect, but he didn't realize that
They
Verno was
just
there, so he's
cleared
able
the
to get the
sight.
messer off. And now the stun on the swing.
shot.
A little early from Verno. Now 2v2, the spike just out of reach. All onto Cortezia now.
Spike planted.
He's been quiet, but he's got a chance to be heartbreak for Furia once more.
He smokes himself
He's
off, so they
blossomed.
don't think that he's
blossomed,
coming
excuse
from
me,
this
into such a
place.
strong player this stage, this year.
And he pretty much watching it
Big
the whole
moment
time.
for him. Not even given the chance. A thrifty round win for Furia as they get to
Yeah, he
7.
was trying to make it look like he was coming from him.
And considering the way that these last couple rounds have went for Furia, to say they needed that one is an understatement. That is what keeps them into the game. This 1v1 against Verno was massive. And it looks like he's finally awake. He's here. He is online. Now MIBR, all their sights are towards mid, but the pack of Furia are going towards A control. They're gonna take this A ramp with the stun.
Gets off of a TP, a little bit different timing than you would normally expect. Aspas dropping.
Yeah,
thought
not
he was gonna be
expecting
caught
that
on
one.
the way
Gets
down
out of
as
here.
Blue
Drone
swung.
spots over towards A heaven. Insta drone is going to clear all of A
Still a
site
controller
though, so
player
they're
on
going to take
all
a free
attention
site for
towards A.
losing
Remember,
one.
Heat has a pit. So if they can get out, maybe there's
The
something
only
to
place
play
that
around
didn't
here, but
clear
Hard
his
Team has
elbow.
ult.
Havoc in this A ramp is going to have to...
Viper, but they go in for the
do a
heaven
miracle, Doug, and
plant.
he does. He got 2.
I don't know that if it was enough of a
And they
miracle,
don't
though.
know about the Rafa luck, but they also have no plan right now, so this guy has to
They're
just
gonna freeze on the other side of this pit. They
either
don't even
stick
have
in
Spike
his
hand right now.
ult the
Rafa's
whole
gotta
time and
take
they
some
can know where he is,
space.
or try and plant.
I mean, you got to stick at some point. Oh, you're done.
As the wall
Ooh.
goes down,
What?
Rafa takes a step back, drops on Aspas, and now he's gonna have the Rolling Thunder.
But you got to plant the spike.
Or you swing into the fight! They decide to drop the pit, and now they want to fight into spawn.
The timing's nuts.
These moments, these
30 seconds left.
micro decisions have been the Achilles heel of Furia.
Spike planted.
But they settle, they get the spike down.
It's not planted for heaven. Rafa is so far away.
He still has a drill, he still has 2 flashes. But you're right, it feels like he's on the other side of the map right now. It doesn't have the stun up. Heat's feeling a lot of this pressure. Meanwhile, Cortesia has slipped in the net. The flash is perfect. And
Ooh.
Rafa's shots are too.
Rafa gave him a little flash on sight as well to help him play.
For
That's
a
kind of
second,
nice.
it looked like it was going to be done. It looked like MIBR were going to get on match point.
What's their money like?
Khalil
They do,
dropping
yeah, they got to
early
eco
there.
this.
There is no heaven smoke, so the spike gets taken out. But Havoc coming up huge, getting the 2K, and then Rafa diffing Aspas in that moment. Diffing Verno. The IGL who had, what, 4 kills? He pied
might
on
have
the
to
last
time
map
out
at
here.
some point.
There it is. The flash here is
Now
a nice
MIBR
flash.
are taking a timeout. First one of the series. First one of this map. This next round is so crucial for MIBR because if they don't win this, Doug, their economy is going to be cooked. It's going to be done. And then all of a sudden that lead that you amassed is within 1 round. And you got to keep in mind, Aspas, he's been putting in so much work with that operator. You want to get that back online if you want to close this out if you're MIBR. And again, this is a team that was supposed to just walk through Furia. It was supposed to be easy. You have to think, even if they do win this, when they're going into the playoffs against any team, that team might be more confident because Furia took you to the distance.
We've got 11 minutes. Yeah, it's going to get close.
Well, it doesn't seem like financially they're too concerned about getting it off in the hands of Aspas. They're buying down here. Light armor, a judge for Ardzine. And the Riot Games Arena trying to will Furia into their first win of the year. Still much work to be done, though. Cortesia dropping a little paranoia. Do they swing behind it? They were going to try. Verno's going to get a kill off the salvos, too.
Okay, that's pretty much what Furia wanted to do earlier.
Yeah, good smoke.
Just, they had, where the jet was, they had a
All
tail.
of Rafa's utility now for an execute is gone. And this scrappy buy from MIBR proving to be beneficial for them.
It's
in
the
this
drones,
round.
so they see that they picked up the spike.
Now Furia,
They
how do you
get,
win
oh, he
with
saw
all
3.
members spotted with that stealth bot.
He didn't crouch.
Heat has to relieve some of this pressure at B. He has to be the one that tries to bait out a rotation, maybe even win a 1v1 on one of these players. It's the only way back into the round.
Yep. He has to do right now what Shannon was able to do so successfully in the first half. But he's got it
One
suited on his
pass and
own.
Yuri
He
fake.
has to do it against Aspas. And he can't.
Meanwhile, they invested
Yeah,
in Euro TPB,
the
so now there's
the
a
other
mad
two
dash
just
to
get
try
called
to
back.
take the space that he's managed to gain.
And
But he's on an
MIBR
island
can just
here.
play together. They
Havoc
don't really
has
need
to
to give them
stand on his
anything here
own.
because they just got
He's
breach.
got to try to disrupt. He cannot let
And they
these
can have
tail
4
missiles
people
go
here,
down,
so
delay
just have
the
the
spike.
tap
There's
of the
only 20
spike. They
seconds
probably
left.
just ult and
This is
send
the
it.
play.
Off the flash,
Ooh,
able
it's
to get
nice,
the
though.
first. Cortesia down,
He's got to keep going.
trying to scale up behind the utility. Prize gets a spike down. A retake attempt from MIBR, which includes a Rolling Thunder, is going to be a
That
problem.
was
Havoc
lovely
stunned
from
to
Verno.
10.
Clears it all in zone, so they know that
And
they
now
can
the
breach
Rolling
short
Thunder in
sight.
play, it's gonna
They
win.
might
It's
not
gonna
expect
split
a second
upright,
one
so
now,
it's
we'll
not
see.
gonna connect onto anyone, so Prize and Clue will have a shot at this. Oh, but he whips it all. And now Prize is left in a 1v4. and he
That's so
cannot
devastating.
stand.
Takes the
MIBR
timing
gets a
through the
series
smoke,
point.
and there's just a judge that
Maybe
literally
just
landed
not
next to
expecting
him.
the force buy from MIBR. Maybe expecting Osboss to save up for that operator like I was stating. Underestimating the firepower on the other end there. And that spike.
Oh, he omen
that
flash from
breach
that?
being
Oh,
taken out
okay,
early.
okay.
What a cool trap play. What a cool stun from Artsin. Usually it's a fault line straight down the middle. This time Artsin around mid, around B heaven, doing it diagonal. Getting most of that B main area, allowing his teammates to peek behind it. Securing a free first blood.
Now off of that diffuse, Verno got his ult online.
All right, 4 chances, chat.
He's
4
been so
chances.
good on this map with his utility, with his aim.
+8 with an ult that disruptive on defense. Fury have their work cut out for him, but honestly, that's been the case for them, as it was the case for them.
Look at
3 hours ago
Verno's
when
got
we
his ult
started,
as
but
well, so
they're
when they
still
do
in
hit this
fight.
site, he could ult behind them.
The thing is, Osboss has that
Or he could
entire
ult like
A-line.
this. Any kind of
They've
line
taken
like
B.
this.
Artine up in heaven, turning the flash to Paranoia's behind it. Do they
Yeah,
fill
all
in?
this ult
That's
is
gonna cause so many
incredible.
problems. Khalil scaling forward into the smoke, hitting the best of Artine.
Player standing.
It's all falling apart for them. Heat has to stand in 1v2
29.
with 29 HP. The spit to buy some time and
Yeah,
shut
very
up
nice from
swings into
MIBR.
it to break
I
the
felt like
hearts
Furia.
of Furia.
I gotta say
So
though,
close, but
Furia
just
one
not enough.
1 out of 6 pistols, and they managed to make it this close.
It was extremely hard
I
fought,
respect
man. I
that.
mean, MIBR were
They still
pushed here.
had a really
Furia.
rough first map, and they still have
Night and
really
day
rough
from what we've
maps.
seen from them in the
But
past. I genuinely,
You
very
can actually
impressed
see
with how
like
they approached
you can
a
see
lot of these
that
maps.
they
Yeah,
worked hard
Icebox
this
was
week.
probably as bad as their season went.